Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ad Impact Program of 2013. I appreciate you guys taking some time out of your day to come spend with us.
Key to being successful is to make sure that you advertise your product, believe in it. And that's something I've been doing now for almost 41 years.
I think the people that read the paper look forward to it coming every time, and hopefully look forward to flipping through the pages, and your ad's going to pop up, and you're going to be in front of them on a very regular basis.
There is no greater way that we have found to precisely get the target audience we are looking for.
Well, you know, every time I get some feedback from our advertisers like that, it really does make me very happy, because we know that we've worked with them and their schedules and their marketing programs and have been able to help them grow. But I'm very delighted that you guys have been able to come out today, and hopefully we'll be able to help you make a difference in your marketing and business as well. Give this lady a moment to get her chair in here and sit down. Well, welcome everybody. My name is Bonnie Pratt. I am the General Sales Manager for the Henry Daily Herald and a couple of other publications that we have here, as you saw, the Clayton News Daily and the Jackson Progress Argus as well. Before I get started here, we all get started this morning, I'm going to ask everybody if you would take a moment to silence your mobile phones. We've got a 30-minute presentation, and I promise, I can't look. Okay. I'm going to do a drawing while you guys are taking that moment to do your phones for us. Eagle Center Christian Academy, Teresa. Congratulations, and hopefully you enjoy your bottle of wine. Not today. Good morning and welcome. You all were invited here today to see how we can hopefully we're going to be able to help you significantly increase your business success through creative and affordable marketing programs. Successful businesses like you've seen with Dover and Hardin Plumbing here have worked with us, and that we've helped them create a plan that was helped to make them very successful. They have one thing in common. Their plan was included a well-designed, excuse me, it is very difficult for me this morning, a well-designed and well-executed marketing strategy that we helped them develop. As business owners, each one of us have challenges on a daily basis, and especially with this economy that we've been faced with over the last several years. But that is just one of the things that we have to learn to grow with and be flexible, and how we're going to be able to change with those conditions in our business strategies. So no doubt that a sustainable and even growing your business is going to be easy with a very strong, effective, and clear business strategy. And here today, we brought in Byron Miller to help understand how to do that.
Thank you, Bonnie. I appreciate it. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I got to say hi to everybody. I always love my first group of the day, because I just read a report that, and I fall into this category, that morning people that get our day started and do things like that first thing in the morning, that we're happier and more successful people. And I love that, so I want to congratulate you all for being happy, hopefully happy, and hopefully successful. Right? She was like, no, I don't think so. I was like, oh, no.
It's on wine, she's very happy.
Yeah, but my name is Byron. I've been working with NRS Media for a little over 10 years, since 2002, and all my career I've done nothing but work in advertising and marketing, and it must be crazy, but I do love it. But what's great about the work that I do with NRS Media is that we're actually a worldwide company. We started over 23 years ago in a little town in New Zealand and Australia. And so now we have these corporate offices in Sydney and Toronto and London and Bogota and Cape Town, and I think that's very impressive, don't you? But guess what? I don't get to go to any of those places, so it's really not that big a deal, right? What do you do? But what we do that is interesting is that we study worldwide advertisers, and we say, what do they do really, really well? And what do they do not so well? And since we're all south of Atlanta here, do you guys remember 1985, a little product called New Coke? Remember that? It lasted all of 28 days, right? And it was either the most brilliant conspiracy marketing plan ever, or it was a huge debacle. We'll never know which. But I can tell you that Coke Zero is selling really, really well today. And so, we know better, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we can do better. And And I love the fact that I was talking with Eric earlier, we were talking about diet and exercise and things like that. Like, we know we should, walk that extra mile, but that doesn't mean we necessarily do. Because we're busy, or we may have a gym membership, and we're not going to make it today. We all understand that. And of course, we're so busy in our lives, especially when it comes to running our business, that we oftentimes we spend so much time working in our business that we don't have time to work on our business. So that's what we're going to do together. We're going to take time to talk about our marketing, to see how healthy it is, and see what we can do to improve our marketing and with our health check there, because we want to see if we can do better. Because let's be honest, who started their own business because they love marketing and advertising? Right? No one, right? But we know it's something we do. In fact, we as business managers and owners, we spend all this time working on people, training, products, distributions, right? This list here that's over my shoulder. This is what we've done already. Like, we'll do all this before 10 a.m., right? This is just a little list of what we do. But what about your marketing and your advertising? That's a huge box unto itself. Can you imagine how much more successful we would be if we spent as much time working on our marketing and advertising as we do our inventory and pricing? So that's what we're going to do today. So I want you to imagine today that for our time together, that your business is a human body, if you will. And that you and your management and your marketing team, that you're the brains of the operations. Hey, come on in, good morning. Everybody say hi. Hi. That might feel weird. No. So you and your management team, you're the brains of the operations. And that your products and services, they're the arms and legs, the muscles that make it all go, right? That make your business go. And that your customers, they're your lifeblood, because without them, you couldn't survive. My dad gave me the best advice when I was graduating from college. I said, Dad, I want to go work in advertising. I work in an ad agency in Chicago. And he goes, son, because he's from the Carolinas, so I can talk like that. He goes, son, nothing happens in any company until they sell something. And you know what? My dad was right. He was absolutely right. That's good advice. So our customers are real important. So I want you to imagine also that your marketing, it's your self-image. It's how you see yourself. It's how you feel about yourself. And really, it's how you present yourself to the world. Now, we all know that an unhealthy self-image, that can be very damaging. Who here has children? Right? Oh, wow. Almost everyone. Right. We realize the power of good self-image for our children. That's something we really try to foster in all of our kids, right? We also know that can be very damaging. It can stand in the way of you reaching the levels of success that you've always wanted to achieve. And in fact, at its worst, of course, a poor image like that, it can damage an otherwise healthy body. It's where a cold can creep in and knock you out for a few days, or maybe something more serious like flu or pneumonia that can really knock you out for a while. But that's what self-help books are all about, improving our self-image, right? How to dress for success, how to win friends, influence people, The Secret, right? That's what they're all about. But you know what? In business, it's the same thing. Poor marketing health, it can cost you time, it can cost you money, and it can stop you from making the profits that you've always wanted to achieve. I lost my place. Okay, but so that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that we keep our marketing in check so that we can be as profitable as we want to be. Let's face it, you can have the best products in the world, you can have the best services in the world, but how are you going to reach your full potential if the world doesn't know about you? So just like a doctor, I've got 5 key questions I'd like to ask you, and they're all designed to give you a prognosis on the health of your marketing. So question number 1, it's all in your workbook here. What are the needs and desires that your products and service satisfy? And how clearly do you communicate that? Then question number 2, how emotionally engaged are consumers with your brand? And I always like to pause here because I like to remind ourselves of. Do you remember in the Super Bowl 2 years ago, the M&Ms, they were hiding in the cabinet, and the guy walks up and he's like, "Get in the bowl." And the M&Ms are like, "You get in the bowl," and they throw like an old crouton and hit him upside the head. Right. And then this past year, the red M&M walks into the brown M&M's party and goes, "Oh, it's that kind of party." Right? That's our emotional engagement with M&Ms. Question number 3. Have you clearly articulated your market position? Number 4. Are you clearly differentiating yourself from your competitors? And then finally, question number 5. How well known are you here in Henry County? Now when you came in, you got that workbook to follow along with. It's yours to take away with our compliments. And we would be delighted to work on that with you to help find clarity and focus and make sure that your marketing is in tip-top shape. And at the end of the presentation today, we will introduce to you a proven marketing concept that will inject some good, healthy adrenaline into your marketing plan and make sure that it contributes to its long-term marketing fitness. But what does this mean? It means delivering tangible results in all of these areas. And by improving your health in all these indicators, you're creating a real impact for your business at a fraction of the cost that you would normally pay. But more about that later, so I'm going to be the marketing director here, because I went to school in Miami of Ohio for marketing and advertising. That's all I've ever done. So let's jump into the first question. Now, most people don't realize it, but a market is simply a group of consumers that share a common need or share a common desire. And that's pretty simple. I think we all understand that one. But here's the thing. The more clearly that you define that need or desire, the more effective that you can communicate with your consumer, and then the more compelling that your message becomes. Now, for example, this may sound strange, but a company that's selling kitchens, they're not really selling kitchens. What do you think they're really selling? Anyway, you're more likely to win the iPad anyway.
Family time.
You got it. Family time. And even more, if I were to take that a little bit further, it's a lifestyle. Because have you ever, think about when you went shopping for your last house or apartment or things like that, you walked in and went, no, it didn't feel right. You couldn't convey it in words. And then finally you walk in and you're like, yes. It's because you can see your life and the life that you have there. Because I can buy a new stainless steel dishwasher, I can buy new granite countertops, but they don't clean themselves. I'm still the same guy that's loading and unloading the dishwasher. And that's the idea of what our life can be. Here's a great example of a local advertiser that does a great job with it here. Strong Rock Christian School. And they do it without any words. They talk about that. It's just academics, athletics, the mission work, and their fine arts. What a great job. They're not saying, enroll today. They're not saying half off admission. In fact, they don't even say, we're going to make your kids smarter. We raise geniuses, right? It doesn't say any of that. What it is, but since we're all parents here, we all understand the power of these images to communicate the benefits of going to school here for all these different areas, to have a well-rounded, great education and a great experience. And who doesn't want that? We all want that. And so, what's interesting is the features might be now enrolling, but the benefit is, might have a kid that's an awesome performer, that kind of thing. And features and benefits can be kind of confusing, can't they? Have you ever seen an advertiser here that might do, we've been serving Henry County since 1985. I know we do it in the paper, we've been serving Henry County since 1874. A long time, right? But you know what the truth is that when we're in South Georgia, when it is 100,008 degrees, and it's hot and your air conditioner's not working, raise your hand if you've been there. We don't care how long you've been serving Henry County. We just want to know, do you have 14 trucks and are 8 of them on the way to my house? Now, yesterday. And so it's all about the benefit and how we can engage in that. And so this is a good segue into question number 2, which is how emotionally engaged are consumers with your brand. And what's great is I love this because not only do these ads communicate the benefits of going to school here, but they do it emotionally as well. So how emotionally engaged are consumers with your brand? So you got to ask yourself that kind of a question. The most successful brands in the world, they clearly communicate benefits to engage us emotionally, don't they? One of my favorite ads of all time, since they created papyrus in Egypt and made signs for the Colosseum. It was 1977, which I'm not that old, but yeah. So 1977, I was a little kid, and I'll never forget watching, it was the holidays, and it started out with a woman singing on top of a hilltop with a candle. I'd like to teach the world to sing. Perfect. You got it. Amen. Nice. Yeah, it was for the Coca-Cola holiday commercial. I love that commercial. And it's so fun if you go and Google that commercial later today, you're like, it still resonates. It still resonates. And so what's crazy about Coca-Cola is they don't even sell Coke anymore. They don't say, ooh, we taste great, we taste more fizzier and have more caramel number 5. None of that. Apparently they just go, whoosh, look, 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 and you have open happiness. That's Coke. Another great example, of course, is our friends at Apple. How many of us have an Apple product on our human body right now? Yep. Oh, and then one no, right? Exactly. No, you didn't. I know, right? My Android is vibrating also. I get it. but I also have an iPad, so I'm just a hot mess, right? We love Apple. 2 days ago, I haven't used that one Confused. 2 days ago, Apple announced a new product. What was it? Anybody know? You know.
5, 6, 7.
Yeah, then the 24, right. What did they announce 2 days ago? Yeah, they announced the iPad Air. It's going to weigh 1 pound and it's a thinner iPad. It's 1 pound. Do you know how much your iPad weighs right now? 1.4 pounds. Congratulations. We're going to stand in line for 12 hours for a product that's exactly the same as the last one, and we're going to pay twice as much for it because we love it. We love Apple. We love it so much that we're going to stand outside in the cold and the sleet and the rain for that product. Now, you and we won't because we're too busy, but we know people that will. The iPod was only created 10 years ago, and Apple was a failing company. 10 years ago, and now they're the #2 company in the world with more money than the U.S. government. Not hard to do, I know. But yeah, they don't even make anything we need. Right? They're #2 to an oil company. I use that to get to work today. Right? Okay, so be like, we're engaged with the cool guy that represents the Mac and the PC guy that apparently borrowed my suit today. That's emotional engagement with Apple. We love it. And who'd like to win my Apple iPad Mini? Yep, every one of us. Even if you have an Android, I'll take it. I've got 2 kids. I can't even keep my iPad sitting still because they're all grabbing it and taking it. They're flying around the house. It's crazy. So we love that. But you know what? I know that Apple's a huge, extreme example. I get that. But even at a local level, that same emotional engagement is possible and it's vital to your success, just like we saw with Strong Rock and their series of ads. That's emotional engagement, and you can have that. So for glowing marketing health, your brand and your advertising, it needs to create an emotional response, and you need to back up the customer experience that only you deliver. So how emotionally engaged are your customers? You know what? It's very simple. Just ask them. You get your best ideas from who? Your customers. You sure do. We do too. So ask them. It's very easy to do. It's inexpensive. You can do it at the end of the register, on the register slip. You can do it online. You can do it on your Facebook. You can do it on the mail. It's so easy to do. So please ask your customers how they feel about you. Of course, one of the best indicators of how they feel is repeat business, and we love that. Buying is an emotional process, and satisfied customers, they will spend with you over and over again, and unhappy customers, they will vote with their wallet and keep walking. Question number 3. Have you clearly articulated your market position? The world's most successful brands, they pick a market position and they own it. Nobody can touch them. And they're known for exactly what they stand for. We're familiar with every single one of these brands. We know who they are, we know what they sell, we know about what we pay, we know what they stand for, and we know what level of service we get. And I love showing this slide because most importantly, every single one of us just made an emotional, conscious decision on whether we do business with these companies. Apple, yep, we'll all take another one. Thank you, sir. May I have another? Great. Strong Rock, we've shown you some of their ads. We know what we might pay for an education there. And of course, I know that you're very familiar with them because they're probably driving you crazy. Absolutely. Absolutely. And then at Food Depot, you may know what quality of produce or meat you get and what you might pay there. You know exactly about that. Cadbury, Easter, April, totally scarfed down 2 caramel eggs in about 8 seconds. With the tin foil on, it was a good emotional experience. I'm looking forward to repeating that. Yeah, you know it. I'm ready. BMW, who here drives a Beamer? No one? So I can make fun of them? Is that all right? You either love BMWs or you hate the people that drive them. Right? We don't feel halfway about our cars. Now I know I'm joking about BMW, but we put in a Ford truck, we put in Chevrolet, Hyundai, Acura, Porsche, whatever. We do not feel halfway about our cars. We love them. Guinness. Anybody? Guinness? Favorite beer? Gentlemen? Women? Yeah, no one. Yeah, Guinness, black and tan. That'll put me in a beer coma for 3 days. Forget it. Or I'll put on 6 pounds. Like, I just cannot drink it, right? I had a woman yesterday, she goes, I like it warm. My emotional my conscious emotional shut down at that point. And then of course McDonald's, right? Who loves McDonald's? Who here thinks McDonald's is the best hamburger they've ever eaten in their whole life? No, Vivian? She's shaking her head no. She's pretty adamant, no. Right? Yeah, no one. But how many of us have been to McDonald's in what, I don't know, the last 45 days? What? All of us. Has anybody gone today? No, usually in about 15 people, usually one person's gone already. It's kind of funny. But we know all about McDonald's. We know what we pay. We certainly don't necessarily go there for the service, do we? But we go to Chick-fil-A, we say thank you, and they say, they sure do. And I believe it. I believe it every time I go. And you know, McDonald's is crazy like that. You know, have you ever been to like New York or like overseas? And then you see McDonald's, you're like, McDonald's, let's go! They speak English. No, I just know what I'm ordering, right? So that's McDonald's. We love McDonald's for that reason. Because in fact, 54% of Americans have been to McDonald's in the last 30 days. What? Who are those people? Oh yeah, it's us. Right, exactly. And that's why I own stock in it. I love it. So I'm loving it. Love McDonald's. But you know what? If I were to go out in the street right now, or if I were to put your business name or logo up here, and I were to ask potential customers what springs to mind when I give them your business name, what kind of response do you think we'd get? Would they know who you are? Or where you are? Or what you stand for? How clear would they be? More importantly, how would they describe where they see you in comparison to your competition? Let's say that you have a headache, you want a pain reliever, so you go to your medicine cabinet in your bathroom or your purse, wherever, and what do you reach for? What do you grab? Tylenol? Both of you? What was it? Tylenol also? How about y'all? Motrin, Excedrin, do you get migraines? Like big ones. I can tell on your face. You're like, you want to talk about it? Like, yes. What about you?
Motrin.
Motrin?
Yeah.
Aspirin. Aspirin, the real deal. How about anything else? Nobody said vodka, so I'm surprised. That's right. You know, we know that Advil and Tylenol are the biggest in the product category, right? In fact, we know them and we trust them implicitly. I love the fact that when our children have a fever, we trust one product and only one product with their lives, right? That's how strong we feel about these products. And I also love the fact that sometimes we go, oh, I think I need Tylenol for this headache. Like, we feel so strong about what works really well for us. You know, there's more than 2 brands. These are both high quality and high cost. But there's also high quality and low cost. There's a lot of other positions that we need to take to remind ourselves that they're available. We've got Bayer, which is real aspirin, which is proven to prevent heart attacks and strokes, right? Right? And then you got the CVS and Walgreens brands. You got Motrin, Anacin, Excedrin, Nuprin. 90% of people that say Excedrin, I guarantee you, they're migraine. I don't empathize with that because I don't get migraines, but I know, they have that look on their face, right? Like that pink look. And then you got Aleve. I take that before I go running or before I go skiing because I know my knees are going to hurt later. I already know. So we feel very strong about all of these products. We even trust our family's lives with some. And yet, don't we have 2, 3, or 4 of these in our house already? We do. So what kind of brand are you? The simple fact is that a healthy marketing plan will dictate the words, phrases, and images that you use that your company needs to engage effectively with your customer. And if you don't have a positioning statement, now's a great time to make sure that you're using one of those as well. Because ultimately, if potential customers, if they don't instantly know who you are, or where you are, or what you stand for, how are they going to choose where they buy? Do you see how important it is the way we feel when it comes to parting with our hard-earned cash? Whether it's a $2 bottle of aspirin, or whether it's a $5 hamburger, or whether it's a $10,000 education or a $50,000 car. How we feel influences our purchase from start to finish. We will work with you on helping you position your brand effectively so you have an indisputable advantage in the marketplace. Question number 4. Are you clearly differentiating yourself from your competitors? What do you offer that's unique? How do you market your products and services differently to your competitors And what are you doing to make yourself clearly stand out from them? In other words, what is your company's DNA? You see, as consumers, we love to have a choice. We like to compare and contrast, we like to shop around. And if the difference between two choices is not clear or not obvious, we make our purchase price and our purchase based on one fact and one fact alone. What is it? You got it. It's not money, right? If it looks the same and smells the same, we're going with the cheapest. And that's not a way that we stay in business, and local businesses can't survive on price and price alone, unless that's all you want to be doing. So you have to make yourself different. You have to stand out. You get in the bowl, right? As an ad impact member, we will examine your business closely to find out your unique selling proposition. And our creative team will ensure that we're giving your ideal customers the right message that appeals to them and differentiates you from your competition, which in the long run will enable you to cash in on the profits that you deserve. Finally, question number 5, and there's no doubt that this is the most important question of all. Are you instantly recognized here in the Henry County area? Are you instantly recognized? Because if you're not listed on the top 3 on potential customers' mental shopping list, you're probably not going to be considered when it comes time to make the purchase. Because businesses 1, 2, or 3, they will sell to them before they even consider you. And that's why this is the most important question, because it has a direct connection to money. The higher your brand awareness, the greater your sales, period. And there's really only one way to ensure that you're in the top 3, and that's by advertising consistently. If you advertise constantly, you will put your name firmly on the mental shopping list of potential customers here in Henry County. And then you'll also remind existing customers why they should continue to do business with you and say great things about you on Facebook. In my experience, the opportunity to keep a brand at the forefront of consumers' minds is simply a no-brainer. In fact, I meet with hundreds of business owners every year, and we tend to advertise like this. We tend to advertise when business is slowed down by injecting cash into a short-term call-to-action campaign, or we just run a sporadic promotion or event based upon your seasonal trends. I promise you that for every company that is out there right now actively promoting themselves, they're taking an unfair share of thousands of dollars that are spent here in Henry County every single day. And why? How are they doing that? It's simply because their brand springs to mind immediately when people need what you're selling. We don't wake up and go, hey, I'm going to buy a set of new tires today. We don't. In fact, we kind of avoid it, right? In fact, we wait until we've forgotten to rotate a couple times, or we've patched the tire not once, but maybe twice. And then when we start fishtailing, when we break or in water, we go, okay, I really need new tires. Or worse yet, we're stuck on the side of the road and then we have to buy new tires, right? But I know I'm in that market right now because I'm 75,000 miles on my tires, great set of tires. I know I'm going to buy Michelin because these tires have been the best tires I've ever had in my life. I'm not going to save $100 on some cheaper tires. I'm going all the way. These have been the best tires I've ever had. And I know it's coming, like sooner rather than later. So I've got my eye out. So as soon as I see, like I know that Michelin's going to continue advertising, but then as soon as I see it, Twitter say, hey, we're buy 3, get a half a tire free, you know? I'm in. I know it's coming. And you know what? If you're not promotionally active at a similar level, you're just missing out. Advertise consistently and you'll raise the awareness of your brand over time. And then you control where you sit on that mental shopping list. So that when you do run a sale or a promotion, it's at a higher profit margin and a higher brand awareness. If you give us the opportunity, we will work hard to put you on the top 3 of thousands of mental shopping lists here in Henry County. And what's more important is you don't have to rely on these expensive short-term campaigns. And then we can deliver long-term profitable results for you. That's your marketing health check. Give you some good questions to think about. How are we all feeling?
Good.
Good. I just want to make sure if I hear then the health check has gone down too. All right, well, we know when it comes to the remedy, we know that we have the right marketing prescription for your business. Customers, after all, they're the lifeblood of your business. And in order to get a return on your marketing investment, you have to make sure that you've reached a sufficient amount of the right people to do just that. And here with our newspaper and our online edition, just to share some facts with you, 7 in 10 adults read a newspaper in print or online just in the past week. 6 in 10 young adults, 18 to 24, read a newspaper in print or online in the past week. And then almost 80% of Americans took action based on a newspaper ad in the last month. And 65% of US adults who used the internet last month used newspaper websites. Our business is changing just like yours, and that's where this is all